Okay, good morning to all ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ricky from Cygate. I'll be your host today. Glad to meet both Singapore and Malaysia customers online. I think more are joining in. We have 47 now. I think more will be coming in. Then speaker today will be Bobby from Cygate. If you know him, he's my support engineer. Then Alan Ng will be doing on the other topics. He's from Schneider. Okay, so for Bobby, he will present software features on the current GP Pro EX, then followed by the blue new software that we have, IIoT features, remote monitoring. Then will be followed by this Alan. He's a product application engineer from Schneider. He will do the remote end-to-end encryption connection cross country. We will show a demo on how to link Singapore to Malaysia. Then followed by this machine advisor, asset monitoring based on IP address via our M262 PLC with Proface HMI. Followed by a live demo between Singapore and Malaysia. Last but not least, then we have Q&A. I will guide you through the Q&A later, where to click the button, where to ask questions. The whole webinar will be around 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Okay, I think I will let Bobby start off first. Bobby, can you start?
Thank you, Ricky. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining our webinar. My name is Bobby, and I'm technical support. Well, current situation affects every person. So many production industry must retain at least highly skilled operator and maintenance worker on sites, but still need to use new tools and structures to enhance remote ways of working so that they can improve the future operating models and attracting top talent and reducing cost. So Proface Solution, Proface remote monitoring tools, together with Proface Connect software. Firstly, I would like to share about Proface HMI Centric concept. So HMI is centralized and bridging between two standards, OT and IT. All information passed through the HMI. On the left-hand side is BSC centralized. All information need to pass through BSC, and there are many limitations out there. It is difficult to develop application or modify the existing one. On the right-hand side is HMI centralized solution. It is easy, simple, and cost-effective. So let's check it out, the video about the Proface connectivity.
about connectivity, a core value of Proface. Proface HMIs and IPCs connect with a wide range of devices. They connect with robots, inverters, motion controllers, PLCs, and more. Compatibility with major open networks will also allow connections with a nearly unlimited number of devices. But Proface connectivity goes further. Our HMIs connect with old, rarely used equipment, just as easily as with brand new devices. And multiple devices from various makers can be connected, like a cockpit, to provide valuable insight from separate data. Proface HMIs don't just connect with OT devices. They can be used as data gateways between factory networks and offices to enable use of factory data in the office. Proface HMIs have 2 Ethernet ports, making network segmentation simple and secure. Also with Node-RED data uploading. OT and IT used to be handled separately, but Proface HMIs connect everything. Convergence brings efficiency, doesn't it? Proface HMI connectivity. People-friendly connections that make information easier to use.
Thank you for watching. So this concept is based on the 3 things: flexibility, visibility, and reliability. Flexibility is open connectivity. So there are many driver support and ID/OD gateway, ID protocol, MQTT, and OPC UA, Proface Connect. And visibility is a smart HMI design, provide correct information at the correct time, human as center or digital transformation, and lastly, reliability. So Proface HMI are industrial certified, and cyber security. So Proface has software and tools for remote monitoring. For a long time ago, many customers are using this. So they are remote access, web server, FTP server, GB viewer, X, remote HMI client for desktop, and data collection software, ProServer X. Remote access web server, FTP server, is just using internet browser to browse, view, lamps, and transfer data on HMI. It's very simple. It's just need to key in the IP address of the HMI. Remote HMI app is for wirelessly solution for mobile device, mobile phone and tablets to monitor the remote solution. GB Viewer X and remote HMI client for desktop. It's based on the desktop PC, or you can view the machine data at your office. Lastly, ProServer X is another so-called software for the data collection. It's easy data collection with the Server X software. Next, I will be talking about Blue HMI software. So Blue is new HMI designer software coming out from Proface. Still maintaining the driver support compared to GB HMI. There are a lot of top class protocols, and maximum time protocol works simultaneously. Right? And it's also come with the OPC UA for database connectivity. And the web server API and WebSocket. You can easily pass the data to HDMI browser. And supporting web GUI. It is using HTML5 standard, so it will automatically resize to fit the screen display on. So now it's increasing demand for the connectivity. So more and more customers are demanding for the remote monitoring solution. So Proface Connect is answer for Proface HMI. It is easy to set up. This software is embedded in Proface HMI hardware. And HMI as access point to your device, like PSC. So you can update the PSC firmware or PSC programming through the HMI. And it's easy to set up without ID support or any VVN solution. It easily can be set up. So to know more about the Proface Connect and our live demonstration, I would like to invite Alan for more details. Thank you very much.
Okay, Bobby has touched on the software features. I think the next speaker, we will invite Alan to talk about Proface Connect and the Machine Advisor. So Alan, you're next.
Hi everyone, thank you, Bobby, thank you, Ricky. I'm not sure I can't stop my video again, but nonetheless, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, right. So yeah, so thank you, Sergey, for organizing this webinar. Very excited to share with you today some of our IIoT solution in Proface and Schneider. So just now, Bobby touched a bit upon some of the core features that we have in our HMI. Features such as maybe the FTP, remote HMI application that maybe some of you guys who have used before Proface might be familiar with. But maybe for audiences who are new to Proface, maybe what Bobby has shared is something useful for you that maybe previously you might not have heard of it. So all this stuff, advanced features like FTP, web server, things like that, is very useful. But if, for example, if you are not on site, you are not able to use this kind of features. So what we do is we have IIoT applications such as, for example, Proface Connect, which Bobby has touched upon previously, to form a sort of a foundation for all your industrial software solutions, a backbone in terms of connectivity for you to remotely access all your install bases. So I will be covering two IIoT solutions today, namely Proface Connect and also Machine Advisor. So Machine Advisor is more of a cloud solution for you to connect to all your install bases. Right, so I'll briefly give a quick overview on these two solutions, and then I will share a little bit on how you can use this solution to transform your current workflow, and then also to move towards the era of working from home, working remotely. Right, and then lastly, I will finish off with a quick demonstration with Lucy, which is some form of a role play between myself and Lucy. Okay, so yeah, without further ado, let me start off with Proface Connect. So Proface Connect is a secure remote access solution to your install bases. So there's a few components to this software. We have your HMI, which forms the access point to your machine. So it is like a gateway to your machine, and we'll be using the embedded software features in the HMI to form the access point to your devices. So some example of devices you can connect with is, for example, a PLC, data logger, or VSD, for instance. So nowadays, in the market, we see more and more devices such as all these PLCs and data loggers having something called the web server feature, FTP features. So using Proface Connect, we can instantly tap on the benefits of all these smart devices for you to be able to access to all these web servers in the device easily. So of course, we have the users. So the users will log in to a website to enable the client, Proface client, to connect with the HMI. And then lastly, we have what we call the manager, which is something like a system administrator for your entire Proface Connect install base. So the Proface Connect manager will be able to provide access rights to different users, access rights to the different HMI. So all this can be done easily in one manager access. So some examples of what you can do with Proface Connect is you can do remote troubleshooting, you can do remote maintenance. So some example of this could be maybe, for example, in updating of the firmware, uploading and downloading of a HMI project or a PLC project. You can remote log into the PLC program to access what is the current variables, dynamic variables inside the PLC, for instance, to do troubleshooting. So some key features that we have on Proface Connect is, of course, it's cyber secure. You do not need to worry about having the cybersecurity threats on your install basis if you do it on your own. And then you can access all the devices within the same network as your HMI. So using Proface Connect is as good as bringing all your machines, install bases around the world onto your local area network. Right, so some of the key selling points is that this Proface Connect software is embedded into your HMI. So you do not need to install any additional software. Whenever you update the HMI runtime, the Proface Connect firmware gets updated by itself also. So you do not need to do extra updating for your HMI. And then of course, there's no need for extra cables, no need to lay additional cables to connect up to the upstream IT software in your office to get this connection. And then if so there's no need for extra training as well, because we are still using back the same old familiar software for your HMI, for your PLCs to gain access. And then lastly, compared to the more traditional VPN solution that you have, it's definitely cheaper and easier to configure. So how do we apply Proface Connect into your workflow? So beforehand, you have to go on site and connect your laptop to the machine to retrieve, for example, reports and logs. You have to do troubleshooting on site, right? So all this will take out a lot of traveling time. Of course, some more complex issues that cannot be done remotely, you have to travel on site. But using Proface Connect, you're able to easily identify some of the easier issues at hand and do the troubleshooting remotely, right? So the customer just need to be informed that you want to connect to his machine. He will provide you the permission, and then you can log in remotely, and then thereby you can do all your remote troubleshooting, such as downloading, uploading of log files, looking into your PLC, looking at what is the alarm, etc. Right. So for other customers who are more keen to do this kind of remote maintenance and troubleshooting, they might have a dedicated laptop with maybe like a VNC or team viewer in the laptop for you to connect to, and then you can access the laptop and then use it as like a screen mirroring to your machine. So right now it's quite common, I would say, but some issues with this solution is that sometimes the laptop might not be updated regularly. Sometimes there might be some version clashes, things like that, that somehow would not be as efficient as using like a Proface Connect and using the most up-to-date software that you have on your laptop. So this kind of using TeamViewer is the current situation now, but I wouldn't say it's the best solution out there. And using Proface Connect will be a much better solution in terms of getting the correct software, getting the correct and most up-to-date version of configuration software to do all this troubleshooting. Right. And lastly, for more complex issues like what I mentioned just now, in the past, maybe the customer will just tell you, oh, okay, there's an issue, can you please come down? But then to you do not know what exactly is the issue. Maybe the customer will take some screenshot of the issue, but using all these kind of screenshot things like that might not form a good, you might not have a comprehensive idea of what's going on site. So using Proface Connect can easily access your machine, look at whatever devices that you need to, and then sort of you have some sort of a general idea on what is going on first before you make the trip down. So this will actually save a lot of time in terms of identifying maybe what's the issue at hand, right? It could be something as simple as maybe a network connectivity issue, or it could be more complex that you need to access the different maybe devices in the machine, right? So using Proface Connect, you can easily somehow have a first layer idea on what is going on site first before you go down. So I'll move on to Machine Advisor. So Machine Advisor is a cloud-based solution to monitor your machine fleets around the world. So it's a simple to use kind of website. You just need to key in your username and password, and then you will have a platform, a website for you to monitor all your machine data. So this solution is built on top of Microsoft Azure. It's a pay-per-use model. So you can using Machine Advisor, you can reduce on a lot of capex costs, right? So some key features of Machine Advisor is fleet management. So if you have a lot of machines on site, in different places around the country, it's maybe a bit difficult to keep track on your install bases. So for example, in this screenshot over here, we have up to 65 machines just in Batam. So using this machine advisor, you can easily manage your machine fleet, and then any alarm and things like that, you can monitor it much easier. So other features of machine advisor is something like a dashboard and trending widget. So you can easily configure the dashboard up based on different users. It's based on drag and drop kind of format. So easily you can drag and drop the widget and then configure the parameters that you like to see. So using Machine Advisor, you could also use this as a platform to share your documents and create tasks for your teams. So nowadays, we realize that there's a need for more organization when it comes to data management. So using Machine Advisor, you can easily do some form of version control in terms of maybe PLC source code, version control for maybe technical documents for your teams. And then you can have this access given to your users as well. So using this, it somehow unlocks a kind of a new business opportunity in terms of providing better support for your customers. And then Machine Advisor also comes with email and SMS notification built in to this platform, mostly used for condition-based monitoring. So easily you can move shift from reactive maintenance to condition-based monitoring just by identifying some key parameters that is important to track for you. So if there's any parameters out of range, Machine Advisor will send you the SMS or email to your account, so you can look into what's going on to your machine. So later during the demo, I will show you a quick demonstration on utilizing this Machine Advisor into your workflow. So last but not least, we have something called machine learning, which is used for anomaly detection. So we find out that this is very useful for industrial equipment, maybe such as pumps, variable speed drives that runs on a usual kind of profile, operating profile. So using machine learning, we can easily detect anomaly based on key parameters. So for example, over here, we have an axis vibration. So for example, if the algorithm detects something out of range, it will easily set off alarm to let you know that, okay, there's an anomaly detected sometime, maybe last week. You might want to look into this particular system and see whether or not maybe the screw is loose or things like that. So using this is very useful because it allows you to look into your machine's health, monitor your machines periodically before it actually breaks down. Right. So the key selling point of Machine Advisor is that it's able to notify you fast. So compared to in the past, if you want, for example, an email SMS feature, you might need maybe a GSM modem connected to your HMI or PLC. You need to configure some maybe serial communication to the modem to send out the data. So using Machine Advisor, you can easily configure this kind of notification easily, right? So because it's so easy to configure, you can distribute this solution to all your install bases easily, so you can have a better response to your customers, and then it will reduce your downtime. Right. For the dashboarding and trending feature, it's easy to use, quick and simple to use. So sort of like your PowerPoint. So you just need to drag and drop. The graphics is very intuitive. So it's good for your customers who wants to see some of the key parameters in your machine, but they do not want to open up some special programming software to look at it. So using this platform, they can easily drag and drop the widgets as per what they need. So they don't have to keep on pestering you, maybe in terms of maybe creating different screens for different kind of widgets. So you're empowering your customers with this ability to do all these kind of modifications in the widgets. Right. Of course, if you want to do more complex analysis, you can download the database from the cloud, and then you can open up more complex programming tools like Python and Java to do your analysis. Okay, and then we have things like team management for your entire team. You can delegate different teams to have access to different machine data. You can delegate your customers to view your machine based on what you want them to see. And then lastly, for your customers and yourself and your team, you can access all these key machine parameters anywhere and everywhere at any time. So this is very useful for people who are always on the road. They do not need to fire up their laptop just to look at some critical parameters. So how do we apply Machine Advisor into your current workflow? So in the past, we are having proactive maintenance, right? Reactive maintenance. Only when customer call you when there's an issue, and then you react to it. So right now we're trying to transform the workflow process towards a more predictive one. So using predictive maintenance, it helps to resolve this kind of early warnings, identify all these this downtrend in your machine health before actually breakdown occurs. Right. So this will reduce a lot of unplanned downtime on your production floor. So SMS notification, like what I mentioned just now, you require a modem to do all this kind of SMS. So using Machine Advisor, you can send email SMS through the cloud, and then this will reduce a lot of configuration you need in your project file. Right. And then thirdly, sales support sometimes is not streamlined. Sometimes customers email you for maybe, for example, documents, mechanical drawings, or maybe some maybe certification of origin, things like that. So you need to email them on a regular basis sometimes. So using this platform of sharing documents easily, so we hope to reduce all this emailing and organization of all this customer support easily in one system. So if they need any document, you can refer to them to a common link for them to download easily. So this will reduce a lot of this kind of daily engagement with the customer on this kind of standard inquiries. Right. And then I also talk about the lack of proper version and source control. So a lot of times, maybe when the engineer is not in the office, or maybe he left the company, you do not have the most up-to-date maybe HMI or PLC software, and then you need to find where exactly is the all this most up-to-date version of project. So sometimes this will take out a lot of time, and then using Machine Advisor, we hope that this could be like a centralized database for all this kind of sharing of all these related documents for the machine with your teams. Right, and then lastly, for data acquisition, sometimes if there's a need for data acquisition, what customers might do is they have a SCADA function, they have a SCADA in the site, and then they connect to it using VPN. Or they could maybe subcontract out this kind of data acquisition to a software developer or a system integrator to do all this kind of infrastructure for them. So using Machine Advisor, we hope to reduce all these additional costs for yourself in terms of the CapEx costs you need to invest, in terms of hiring a new maybe IT support person, or you need to invest in like a local data center, for instance. And then we shift it towards a more pay-per-use kind of format. And then so you only need to pay what you want to use. And then if you do not want to use this anymore, you can just cancel the subscription. And then we are also moving towards API and data as a service to unlock new business and advertising opportunities for yourself with the customer. So maybe, for example, if the customer runs out of maybe some materials, like a feed, for example, for the machine, you can easily receive the alarm on Machine Advisor, and then instead of customer going back to the market to find the different vendors for this kind of usable materials, so you can easily engage them on your site to let them know that, okay, maybe your machine is missing, is lacking in some feed, for example, and then you can provide them. So it's really moving towards this kind of business model in terms of reactive to predictive. So these are some of the examples of how you can apply Machine Advisor to your current workflow. And then next, we will do a short live demonstration between myself, who is in Singapore, and Lucy, who is in KL. Right. So let me start off by sharing another screen. Yeah, I can see my email. Right. So this role play, I will be the engineer providing the equipment to Lucy, who is my customer. So so today is a Friday, so I'll be in the office. Before that, I will open up my email to check on what's the daily occurrence and what needs to be followed up. So over here, I can see that there's a notification from Machine Advisor. I will open it up, and then I'll have a look on what's going on. So looking at this email, I understand that there's a machine in my customer site that is out of range, and then the severity is critical, right? So based on this, I would need to do some form of action for this to resolve this issue. So there's a temperature out of range issue. So Lucy will be my customer. So I will contact her to identify what's going on. Right. So hello, Lucy, are you on the line?
Hi, Alan.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, morning.
Morning. Yeah, in the office right now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I have identified some issue with your machine. There's an out of range temperature for your machine. So if you have some time, I could remotely connect to your machine and do some form of troubleshooting with you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Appreciate. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So let me open up my Proface Connect. So I'll log in. So using Proface Connect, I can easily log in and see what are some of the devices or HMI that I can connect to. So over at Lucy's side, she will have provided me access to this HMI for me to be able to connect to it. So let me connect to it. So right now it's connected. Right, I can see that it is up. Let me try to do a ping test. Yep, as you can see, it's connected to my device. I'm able to ping to the machine, to the HMI. So let me just open up Proface Remote HMI to see what's going on. Right, so I can key in a password. So indeed, I can see there's some issue with the temperature of this machine. So this is a laser etching machine. So there are some temperature probes around the machine to monitor the health of the machine. So as you can see over here, there's an alarm coming up. So Lucy, are you able to look at your HMI and see whether you are also seeing alarm on your HMI?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, ready to go.
So let me stop sharing my screen so that you can see Lucy's site.
Lucy, you're using the other camera, right? Is your camera on?
I think she's switching to, yeah.
The spotlight video is still on.
Or maybe while Lucy is firing up her screen, let me go back to my screen. I can show you what else I can do with Proface Connect. Right, so I have Proface remote HMI here. So just now, as you can see over here on the Proface Connect screen, I have a HMI. I also have a PLC that's connected to the HMI. So using this software, not only I can connect to the HMI, I can also connect to the PLC as well. So based on the HMI screen, it shows a temperature warning. I know that the temperature probe is connected to the PLC, and the PLC is sending this alarm to the HMI. So in fact, sometimes looking at the HMI screen, you can identify some of the first layer kind of issue at hand. But then in fact, if you want to go deeper, you might need to connect to the PLC instead. So let me just show you how I connect to the PLC. So the PLC that's connected to the Proface HMI is Schneider's. But of course, if you have any PLC that is Ethernet based, you can connect easily to the HMI, and then you can do the exact same functionality that what I'll be showing later. So using the PLC software, I can connect to the PLC. Right, so this is the IP address of the HMI. As you can see, it's a local area network IP. So all I need to do is to log in. So after I log in, I can see information such as the firmware, what's the reference number of the PLC. I can upload the project from my controller. So this loading of software will be dependent on the network connection. So having a stable network is important for Proface Connect. Right, so after I log in to the PLC, I can look at the ladder diagram to see what is going on. So in fact, I can see some issue with the variable. Yeah, I can see that the temperature is out of range for this particular temperature probe. And then because on the PLC program, sometimes you might not have idea on where exactly is the temperature probe located. So that's when you need a mechanical drawing over at the customer side to identify where exactly is the temperature probe, right? So after this, I'll prompt Lucy. Lucy, are you still there?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's some issue with the particular temperature probe. For the device number is 43221. I know that you are not able to know where is it, so that's why I will need you to log into Machine Advisor and then to see which exactly the temperature probe is at, and identify which device is connected to know what's going on.
Okay.
I'll share with you how to do so. Let me fire up Machine Advisor. I'll log in. So, yep, Malaysia. Yeah, as you can see, there's an issue with the machine. That's why it's showing up in red. Right. So just now, actually, I'm supposed to show you this first. So using Machine Advisor, we can easily create widgets. So over here, the widget, I'm tracking some of the key parameters such as temperature. So as you can see, there's the normal operating temperature of all this machine is around 30. So recently there's been a spike of the temperature up to 60 plus. So using this, I can somehow form like a first layer understanding of what's going on using tools like trending, for example. So this is like a spike in temperature. So clearly that it means something is wrong with the machine. Right. So Lucy, if you can go to Machine Advisor, you can scan the QR code. I have the document for the mechanical drawing of the machine. So you just need to fire up the drawing, and then you can locate where the temperature probe is easily. Okay. Right. So because this is a demonstration, Lucy will not be able to do the troubleshooting. So over at my side, I will change the parameter of this temperature probe to simulate the resolution of this issue. Yeah. So if you look at Lucy's camera, you can see that she also has what I'm seeing on my remote HMI is the same as what is on site. The camera quality is not very good, but you can see there's a bit of red at the top, which is the alarm that we are seeing. Right. Okay. So let me just go on to the HMI to the PLC to resolve the issue. So you can see here the temperature is resolved. So now it's shown in green. The variable on the HMI is also showing the correct temperature. Is Lucy's screen updating? Because I see it's not the same, right? So Lucy, are you there?
Hang on. Okay, let me resolve this.
You freeze your screen, is it? That's why.
I can't see your screen.
Oh,
I mean your
okay.
recording.
Hold on.
How, Lucy, are you able to use your phone as a Zoom client?
Okay, how about now? Yeah.
Yes.
Can you see? Okay.
This screen, much more quality is better. Yeah, so you can see the issue is resolved. The green light is on, so everything should be up and running already. Right. So what I did was I troubleshoot the PLC, and I've changed the parameter of the temperature to simulate like Lucy solving the issue. Right. So right now I will share my screen again. Yeah. So Lucy, so right now the issue is resolved, but I believe that I will need to investigate on what's the reason. And then once I'm done with the investigation, I will do out a report, and then I'll upload this report into Machine Advisor. and then you can access Machine Advisor and take a look at the report to see what's going on with your machine. Is that okay?
Sure.
Right. So over here, our FTP to the HMI to download the log files of the HMI to investigate what's going on. Right. So I'll just download the log file. And then I will start investigating on what is the issue. Okay. So we are combining Proface Connect with a lot of our core features in our HMI, such as remote HMI, FTP to do all this entire troubleshooting workflow easily offsite. So I could be doing this in the office. I could be doing this at home. So this will help in a lot of resolution in terms of this kind of machine issues that you do not even need to go down on site. And then there's also research to show that actually up to 60 to 70% of all this kind of troubleshooting issue, right? You don't even need to go down on site to do this kind of changes, right? So easily I can do all this resolution of the issue, and then I can inform Lucy that I've done the steps to do so, and then I can send the error logs and the report to her. Okay, so I hope that this showcase is a good and informative way on showing you how you can start transforming your current workflow, reducing the dependency to go down on site, and then and be more productive in general. Okay, right. So thank you. I'll pass my time on to May, who'll be sharing the promotion that we have at Schneider and Proface.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm May from Schneider. I think before we start the promotion, there was a question on the chat window coming from Aziwan from Orisa WeCom. So the question is whether your machine advisor could extract data from a machine that never had any monitoring device, but keen to be monitored remotely through the system. Is there any additional sensors or gears to be installed in the existing machine? So Chanan has already answered, but I think Alan, it will also be good for you to address this question to the audience.
Right. So I wonder what Chanan say. Let me see. Yeah. For legacy machines or machines that do not have sensors that track the machine, yes, you need to connect sensors in order to track the condition of the machine. So that's when having your devices connected to your either your PLC or your HMI as the center. That's why at Proface we talk a lot about Proface as a Proface HMI as a center of your machine, HMI centric concept, because of the fact that the HMI is able to communicate with a lot of devices, and that's when you can harness the power of Proface HMI as the gateway between your OT devices on the shop floor, and also upstream to your cloud. So if you require to track, maybe for example temperature, and you do not have this temperature already installed on your machine, yes, you'll need to install a temperature probe, connect it either to your PLC or your HMI, depending on the situation, and then you'll be able to send this data up to the cloud and Machine Advisor or any other cloud solution that is in the market. Okay, hope to answer the question.
Great. I think if there are any other questions, good questions from everyone, thank you. If you have any questions and you feel like bringing it up, it's okay. We can have a Q&A session at the end. Or if you can't wait, do pop it into the chat group. We are there to take in all your questions. We have a lot of experts here today. So, hello, good morning again, everyone. My name is May, and I'm from Schneider Electric. We are very happy to co-host this webinar with Cygate today, and Cygate is our official partner for Proface. And today, on behalf of both companies, I'm very happy to share a very interesting promotion that we are running, especially with our audience. So thank you for joining the webinar today. And just for you today, this is the first time we are announcing this. We have free trials that we've been running for quite some time. So maybe you've seen this, but if you haven't, I'm happy to announce again, Schneider is running free trials for some of our advisors. Today, you've seen Proface Connect Advisor. So for that, we are running 30 days free trial. No obligations. Contact Cygate, contact Schneider to experience Secure Connect for completely free. And the second advisor that Alan shared today, the Machine Advisor, for that we are offering 30 days free trial. So it's about 3 months of free trials that you can experience Machine Advisor for free for one machine. And there's actually a third one that we are also running free trial. That's 42 days of free trials for Augmented Operator Advisor. So this is actually Schneider's AR solution to monitor your machine on premise. We are not going through Augmented Operator Advisor, but if you're interested to know more, do feel free to reach out to any of us. And for today, we are happy to announce that for Secure Connect Advisor and Machine Advisor, the ones that Alan has presented today, we'd like to sponsor 5 lucky winners to experience a 1-year free trial. So this is more than the 30 days or 90 days free trial that we have advertised earlier. So for 1 full year, and this is a full license, we are happy to sponsor 1 machine per customer to experience and to try out for free. And all we need you to do is to scan the QR code on the screen right now and fill in your interest, and we will contact you to assess whether or not we can activate this limited offer with you. Unfortunately, we only have space for 5 lucky winners, so fastest fingers first. And to sweeten the deal, we have an additional promotion. Alan, the next page, please. Yeah, don't worry, the QR code is exactly the same. So there is a second part to this free trial. And we know that HMI is today the center of IT and OT that we've talked about in the opening slide, thanks to Bobby's presentation. And so in order to complement this entire presentation today and for our attendees, we are offering a $100 rebate, okay, for our Malaysia customers, 300 ringgit rebate to the following Proface HMI. So these are the GPX 4000 series, and they are our most popular range of HMI. So take advantage of this very limited promotion, and we're giving you $100 rebate off any of these HMI as long as you are trying out Secure Connect Advisor with Cygate. So contact Cygate before 31st of July. So you have plenty of time, but don't take too long because again, I said we only have 5 places for this Secure Connect, and 1 year free trial. So this for 1 year, you'll be able to have a better and longer term experience to really see whether or not you can take advantage of cloud solutions that Schneider is offering. The QR code is the same, so we'll give you a moment to take out your mobile phone to scan the QR code and let us know your interest. Actually, we have other bundles similar to our HMI rebate that we are giving away, but we're not just letting all the information out just yet. Due to the limitation of time, we will share more with you. So do contact us if you are keen, because we have other additional bundles on PLC, server motors, VSDs that we are keeping aside for interested customers. So that's all for today. Do feel free to put your questions up to any of our representatives here. There is a few of us from Schneider. There is the whole team from Cygate Singapore as well as Cygate Malaysia to answer your questions today.
Okay, on your tablet, on your PC, on your mobile phone, there's a Q&A tab. You can tap on it. Then you just need to key in, ask question, then the question will pop up. I think someone is asking question now. The first question I think is how many user can log? I think this, Alan, can you see the message?
Yeah, I can see it.
Mr. Tan Ho Sin.
Yeah, so Hon Sin asked how many users can log in to Proface Connect at the same site at one time. So this will be dependent on the system administration or what the requirement is. But in the technology itself, there's no limit to the number of connected users. The number of users will be dependent on the license that you have and how the system administrator provide access to the HMI. So yes, you can have multiple users connected to the HMI to do different kind of troubleshooting. Maybe for example, myself, I log into the HMI to retrieve FTP files. Lucy could be also logging into the same HMI, maybe to look at remote HMI. So there's no limitation to this solution.
Okay, so the next question from Mr. Lee.
Yeah, so Yong Lee asked, what are the additional bundle device driver? Is there not included in Proface HMI now? So right now, our software configuration is the license is not restricted by the communication drivers in our list. So as long as you have the configuration driver, you can have access to the entire range of communication driver that we have. We can send you the information on what are some of the device drivers that we have for different software. Yeah, so in general, we do not restrict this kind of device driver, but we do restrict the number of connected devices at a single time. So depending on the software that you are using, for GB Pro EX, I believe it's 4 different device drivers concurrent for most of our GP range HMI. And yeah, and Proface being a HMI specialist, our R&D team put in a lot of effort in coming up with the newest and most up-to-date communication driver for all your different devices that is commonly used in the market. And in fact, we also support a lot of other devices that are not commonly supported in the market out there. For example, like back-off driver could be a driver that is maybe not found in most HMI, but you can find it in Proface. So let me continue down the Q&A. So Benson asked, what is the estimated cost to monitor one machine. So I assume that the question is monitoring the machine on Machine Advisor. So it depends on the number of variables that you connect to the platform and the frequency of updating of this information to the cloud service. So I cannot give you off the hand kind of range because I do not know the specification. But a standard use case that I see is, for example, if you would like to monitor your VSD key parameters, for example, like maybe the duty cycle, alarms, RPM, for instance. So maybe plus minus about 40 variables, sending out data maybe at a per minute to about 10 minutes interval. You'll be looking at about $30 per month, plus minus, for this kind of use case. And then going back to Machine Advisor, I think it's easier to explain it if I share the Machine Advisor platform. So let me go on to the platform. So using a platform, we are not restricting the user features based on the amount you pay. So as long as you have machines connected to a Machine Advisor, you have full access to all the features that we have on the platform. So looking at, for example, a temperature probe, for instance, 2 temperature probe, you'll be looking at maybe like $5 per month for just maybe less than 10 data points. So even with 5 key parameters, you can do a lot with it. You can already do condition-based monitoring. You can easily do condition-based monitoring, sending out email when the temperature's out of range. And then if you want to go even deeper, you can even use machine learning anomaly detection. So if you use machine learning anomaly detection, this spike will be recorded by the anomaly detection algorithm, and you don't even have to configure a threshold for it to activate. So it's easily configured on this kind of cloud solution. So you don't have to do it anywhere locally on your HMI configuration software. And then to add on, we do, I think maybe just now I didn't demonstrate in detail. So this is the fleet overview. So we understand that it's quite common to export machines offsite to many different locations, and it's difficult to keep track of your machines. So using this fleet management, you can easily create like a geographic positioning of all your machines. So this geographic data is you can configure it statically when you configure the machine here, or you can even configure a GPS to track where your machine is. So it's useful for machines that are always moving. For example, like maybe an industrial grade generator, or like a process skid, maybe on top of in a marine system that is always moving around. Okay, let me continue on to the next question. All right, so Kevin asked if we can connect the machine to his another cloud system that's not Machine Advisor. So this, I believe, so you'll be no longer using the feature of Machine Advisor, and you won't be using features such as maybe fleet overview. You are no longer using dashboarding, things like that. You'll be using whatever capabilities that your company's cloud system has. And so we have HMIs, we have PLCs that are able to send out data to any third-party cloud system. So in the market right now, we have cloud providers such as maybe Ali Cloud, AWS, things like that. So they communicate on a standard protocol, IT protocol, which is namely MQTT-S and HTTPS. So as long as the device can communicate on these kind of common protocols, you're able to connect to any cloud system in the market. So our Proface and our Schneider PLC do have this kind of inbuilt protocols in the device itself to send out data to any third-party cloud system in the market.
Okay, I think that's the last question. There's no more question. Thanks for joining in this webinar. Hope everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, happy Friday, everyone. So yeah, so thank you for listening in to the webinar. So the demonstration that I've done just now, in fact, you can do exactly the same as what I've done with the free trial. So I encourage everyone to sign up for the free trial and play around with it. So if there's any questions, myself, Proface, Schneider, Stargate, we are very happy to follow up with any inquiries that you have regarding maybe doing a proof of concept, or you have some idea already. Yeah, feel free to let us know, and we can discuss with you further. All right, so thank you, everyone.
Thanks, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye. I end the meeting now.
Thank you.